Hey, hey, it's that gamer chick, and welcome to Interactive Horror Stories. These are some interactive novels I found on Steam, and figured we'd give them a shot. So we have The Doll, After Funeral, Crystal Skull, Evil Beneath the Ground, Crystal Skull 2, Madness in an Infinite Loop, and Ouija. And we're going to start with After Funeral. This one sounded good. I wanted to see how it was. Okay, After Funeral is a modern gothic horror story that takes place 3 days after your son's burial. You receive messages in your computer, those claim to be sent by your son's soul. He says that he wants to be with you once again, and he asks you to do a few things in order to be resurrected. Will you believe the messages? Play. After Funeral. You used to be a father. It has been 3 days since your son, Jonathan White, was buried in the graveyard of the local church. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes, just like the beloved man in the Carpenter's song, Close to You. Since your wife passed away, giving birth to Jonathan, and since he has been your everything, he was your angel, and now he is gone. He died on a snowy winter morning. You had gone to market, leaving him alone at home. When you arrived at home, you found Jonathan lying on the bed motionless. His face was covered with his pillow, choked. Police couldn't find any trace of trespassing. You clearly remember the solemn moments of Jonathan's funeral. In fact, you try to forget, but the details are in front of your eyes and they won't go away. The priest had intoned psalms of prayers, those you were not so familiar with, you were not so religious, while the lifeless body of your son laid in the church. His feet were turned to the east. He was wearing black suits and shiny shoes. His skin was pale. He was way too young for all of this. You wished it was you lying there instead of him. Like the day Jonathan died, it's a snowy day in all of Ohio. There are 3 inches of snow outside. It is 1400 hours now. You are a writer who has been on writer's block since that day. Your favorite word processor is open on the computer. The screen is blank. You haven't written anything for a long time. There are cigarette butts in the ashtray, and your black hot coffee in a blue cup on your work table. You chain smoke and consume a lot of coffee nowadays. You're sipping your coffee when the doorbell rings. Open the door, don't open the door. Well, let's see who's at the door. You open the door. It's Bob, your neighborhood friend. You had drunk beers and had barbecue with him for several times. Bob is a nice guy. He is overweight, has short black hair, and has no facial hair. He wears a dark blue jacket and a black beanie. Hey, how are you? I wanted to ask how you've been. I am still depressed. I am fine. Lie. Um, I'm still depressed. Bob replies, I can imagine how hard it is. I never had kids, but I had a cat when I was younger. I loved her as my daughter. Then I had to bury her to the garden myself. It was tough. I know how much you love Jonathan. I am shocked like you to see him gone. Bob continues, I'm going to the market right now. Do you need anything? You remember that you're out of cigarettes. No, thank you. Okay, man, see you later. You say goodbye to Bob, too. Then he goes. You close the door and sit back on your work table. You look at the computer screen. That should have been blank. But no, it is not blank. Something is written. Daddy, I miss you. Shout, Jonathan? After you shout your deceased son's name out, new letters appear and form a reply. Yes, it is me. You are not a computer engineer, but you know that it is possible to hack someone's computer and put a prank on him if the computer is online. Your computer is connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable. Pull the cable. How is that possible, Jonathan? Or turn off the computer. Let's try to talk to him. Good Lord said that I should be together with you. He said that I love you and you love me. So he sent me back. Oh? I am so afraid, Daddy. It is cold and dark. I am so cold here. Please bring me back. Do you want to see me once again? Um, I'll say yes, see what happens. Five candles and wait for midnight. Bye for now, Daddy. You have got only one candle at home. You normally use the candle when electricity is gone, so you don't need more than one candle before. What will you do? Um, Buy them from the market or ask Bob. Well, let's not ask Bob. Bob don't need to know what's going on. Buy them from the market. So you wear your long beige coat and black leather boots and walk to the market to buy 4 candles. You also buy a pack of cigarettes, despite you know that your habit will be your demise. You just don't care. Then you return home. At home, you wait in front of your monitor. Nothing happens till midnight. Then a new message appears on the screen. I am back, Daddy. Did you bring the candles? Yes. Good. Let me explain how you can bring me back. Go to the cemetery, dig my grave, bring my coffin home. Wow. Okay. What? Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, wow. Good Lord wants us to be together. Don't you want to bring me back to life? You are not Jonathan. I will rape your wife's corpse. Do you hear me? I won't let you and her find peace. You are out of words in response to the stage room. No other messages appear. I don't think this is Jonathan. You turn off the computer. You take a high dose of sleeping pills because you will need it. You go to sleep. You see your deceased pretty wife in your dream, except that she is not pretty anymore because she is a rotten corpse, a skeleton to be exact, lying within her coffin. You can't expect much to be left from her body after 8 years of death and decay. What makes this dream the worst is the fact that she is moving. She withers inside the coffin, and you can feel her pain and despair from how her body parts are moving. A damn doorbell. You wake up to the sound of the door's rings bell. You take a look at the clock. It is 10 a.m. You wear your slippers and open the door. It's Bob. Of course it's Bob. Hello, I need to show you something. He holds a newspaper in his hand. There's anxiety on his face. You take the newspaper. It's Ohio's local newspaper. Another kid choked to death. Officers are investigating the curious case of repeated deaths of kids in the state. Yesterday night, a 6-year-old boy, Kevin Madsen, was found dead in his bed by his parents. His face was covered with his pillow. What makes this interesting for officers is this is the 7th time a boy died this way this month in Ohio. Recently, 8-year-old Jonathan White also died with a pillow on his face. Sheriff Wolcott states that he finds the recent events quite interesting. The end. There are 2 possible endings. Okay, well, let's do the other ending. Okay. You used to be a father. It has been 3 days since your son, Jonathan White, was buried in the graveyard of the local church. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes, just like the beloved man in the Carpenter's song, Close to You. Since your wife passed, giving birth to Jonathan, and since he has been your everything, he was your angel. Now he is gone. Okay, so let's go to the first choice. You wish it was you lying there instead of him. Okay, here we go. As you're sipping your coffee, the doorbell rings. Okay, well, Bob can just go home. The doorbell rings once again, but you don't respond. It is probably Bob, your neighbor and friend. You feel an urge to wash your face. Despite the cold day, your face somehow got sweaty. After washing your face, you look at your reflection in the mirror. You notice that your eyes got red, mostly because of crying and being sleepless. You use sleeping pills, but they don't always work. You turn back to your work table. You look at the computer screen that should have been blank, but no, it is not blank. Something is written. Daddy, I missed you. Type Jonathan. You type Jonathan as a computer. Then new letters get appended at the text in the screen. Whoever types it, he, she, it, writes fast. When they are finished, they form 2 sentences. I can hear you, Daddy. Talk to me. Shout, Jonathan. After you shout your deceased son's name out, new letters appear in form of reply. Yes, it is me. You are not a computer engineer, but you know that it is possible to hack someone's computer and put a prank on him if the computer is online. Your computer is connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable. Okay, the last time we asked Jonathan how it was possible, so this time let's pull the cable. You crouch down and frantically pull the Ethernet cable from your computer. You expect that nothing else will be written. But no, you are wrong. I am in the computer. How is that possible? Good Lord said we should be together. That the good Lord said that I should be together with you. He said that I love you and you love me, so he sent me back. Oh? I am so afraid, Daddy. It is cold and dark. I am so cold here. Please bring me back. Do you want to see me once again? Okay, so the last time we said yes, so now, no, I don't think it is right. What? Are you sure, Daddy? Yes, I should not talk with a ghost. You are not Jonathan. No, I don't want to be with you, Jonathan. I should not talk with a ghost. What? You pile of shit. I hate you, you son of a biscuit eater. Hate you, hate you, hate you, hate you, hate you, hate you. Wow. Then the glass of your monitor gets broken by itself. There is a large crack on the screen that has gone black. You won't be able to use the computer anymore today. Alrighty then. After the scary and annoying text you received, you no longer experience anything supernatural today. You go to the market to buy a new pack of cigarettes. You need them today. You don't want to write anything. You can't do it even if you want to. You need to buy a new monitor first. It's midnight and you decide to sleep, so you take your sleeping pills. It takes 1 to 2 hours to fall asleep. You see your deceased pretty wife in your dream, except that she is not pretty anymore because she is a rotten corpse, a skeleton to be exact, lying within her coffin. You can't expect much to be left from her body after 8 years of death and decay. What makes this dream worse is the fact that she is moving. She writhes inside the coffin. You can feel her pain and despair from how her body parts are moving. You wake up to the sound of the door's ring bell. You take a look at the clock. It is 10 a.m. You wear your slippers and open the door. It's Bob. Hello, I need to show you something. He holds a newspaper in his hand. There's anxiety on his face. You take the newspaper. It's Ohio's local newspaper. Another kid choked to death. Officers are investigating the curious case of repeated deaths of kids in the state. Yesterday night, a 6-year-old boy, Kevin Matson, was found dead in his bed by his parents. His face was covered with his pillow. What makes this interesting for officers is this is the 7th time a boy died this way this month in Ohio. Recently, 8-year-old Jonathan White also died with a pillow on his face. Sheriff Wilcott states that he finds the recent events quite interesting. The end. Well, I guess that's the end of that story. I think we'll come back in another episode and do another one. That one wasn't too bad. It was actually pretty good. Kind of strange, but it was so good. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed it. And if you did, hit that like button. And don't forget to comment and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.